evening. Well, who knows when you're watching that? Why did that kind of give like Hotel Pennsylvania? Like, good evening. I just had a full body shower. I'm gonna make my nighttime magnesium hot cocoa. I'm grabbing my milk right now, and I figured we could just do like a little girl chat at the end of the night. I have all my accoutrements out here. I'm using some coconut milk. I've already peeled this thing off because it's about to go in the recycling. But filling up my little cookie cup. I just had a full body shower. That's why my hair is up in these clips, because if you have a 20-inch bust down, you have that thick Persian hair. And I rinse this out to recycle it. Then you know your hair tends to grow thick and out instead of like lengthwise. And so if I don't clip my hair like this after I shower, then I look like a mushroom because it's so puffy down here. But when I clip this while it's drying, after I've dried my scalp, then I have volume. You've seen it before if you've been here. If you're new and you're like, why she got a mohawk like that? Does she usually rock that style? Hello, it's nighttime. I just did a full body wash, exfoliated my whole body, did a detox shampoo. So we need the hair clips in for now. Let me put this in the microwave. But I had some shower thoughts, which is why I needed to pull you out so that we could debrief my shower thoughts. And my shower thoughts were, this is a message to the girls, the GGTs, the girls, the gays, the days. Half of us in this world have parents that are not good parents. That's just, you know, what the philosophers, psychologists, that's like the study. Half of us have emotionally nurturing, safe, stable parents, and half of us have parents that are not emotionally equipped to properly develop a human being. And that's why the world is fucked up. It has its moments. We're all a little bit fucked up. I reside on the half of the internet and the half of the population where both of my parents are not emotionally developed. One severely more underdeveloped and mentally ill than the other. But basically, I was having the shower thought of like, I got to earn a secure attachment style. I went through years of therapy. I've put in years of inner work and self-work. And now I'm just at this space where I'm like, I wish I could tell myself, your job in life and your responsibility and your priority is to not make your parents happy. I don't care who you are, whether you have the emotionally safe, stable, secure parents or you have the complete opposite and you have little criminal for parents, I'm with you. No shame with it. There's going to be points in your life where you disappoint your parents and your parents disappoint you. And when it first hits you, it's hard, especially if you don't have a foundation emotionally, like a background to support disappointment, because disappointment is such a visceral feeling. If you've never been taught how to properly hold your emotions and more importantly, express them, because hello, motion is in the word emotions. You gotta express that shit. I saw this thing on TikTok that was like, you need to be a bitch and you need to be mad and you need to feel your feelings or else you're gonna end up with an autoimmune disease. Okay, if you don't feel things that you're feeling, your liver's gonna stop working. Your kidneys are gonna fail. Well, that's a little bit dramatic, but you're gonna start getting infections, you're gonna start getting inflammation, you're gonna start getting disease, and you gotta feel your feelings. And I have my shower thoughts of that, like, I'm so disappointed in my parents, and that doesn't completely warp my experience and my view on my parents. It's just a part of the human experience. It's like a little sliver of the pie, that there's a chunk where I am disappointed and not happy with my parents. And I just needed to say that. I needed to say that it's not your job to make your parents happy. And matter of fact, I guarantee you there's going to be a point in your life where you disappoint your parents. And there's going to be a point where your parents disappoint you, because one day you are going to grow up and you are going to become an adult child. You're no longer going to be a child. You're going to be an adult. You're going to get to think for yourself. You're going to get to learn new things. You're going to get to establish like what you feel is right and discard what doesn't serve you. And it's just, I just never seen it talked about. I don't see it portrayed in like TV shows and movies that I watched. and currently watch. So I just wanted to say, and I wish I could have girl talk, you know, with like one of my girls. You are my girls. You are my GGTs. And it just sucks. It sucks. There's no sugarcoating it. This isn't some like, here's the solution to like feel your feelings, or here's the solution to express how you feel disappointment with your parents. No, I'm not really here for a solution driven, you know, attitude. I'm just kind of here to be like, okay, I'm in this moment. I'm 26, and there have definitely been times where my parents have disappointed me in the past couple of years that I've realized, and I'm sure there are times I've disappointed them, but we're focusing more on what it's like to be an adult child of narcissists. And I just wish someone would have told me, it is not your job to make your parents happy. And if your parents don't have the emotional capability and capacity to hold disappointment for you, and they turn it into something bigger or less or whatever, that's not on you. That's not on you. On one day, you're going to grow up. You're going to be an adult. You're going to be making money. You're going to be paying freaking taxes. And you're going to get to decide what works for you and what doesn't. And personally, for me, my parents' happiness is not my responsibility. And growing up with such narcissistic parents and like emotionally developing with my parents as I was developing, it made me feel like I had to be responsible for their feelings. And then you just grow up one day and you do enough therapy and you're like, fuck that. I'm not responsible for anyone's feelings in this whole entire world. And it makes me think of like, I used to be a little bit naive, and I guess I used to take on, especially women do this, I take on everyone else's feelings. Oh no, they're hurt. Oh no, there's violence. Oh no, there's war. I feel so bad. And then there becomes a point where you're like, wait, how am I supposed to be responsible for myself if I'm out here bogged down, literally, by everyone else's feelings? And I know I was working with a practitioner that was saying, yeah, a lot of us don't want to think like we're a bad person or we're a bad daughter. Here's the thing. If you come from immigrant parents, you are the daughter and gay son thought daughter of immigrants. You are supposed to be disobedient, okay? Because your parents left their country and came to another country. Hold on, let me rinse this. Well, you can still hear me. Your parents left their home country, came to a new country to give you a better life. And what does that give you? It gives you high agency. It gives you opportunities that you maybe wouldn't have had. And it also gives you the path to be stronger, better, smarter, safer, more developed. Like, you have these opportunities to enrich yourself and educate yourself and go to freaking therapy. You think they got therapy in China? Well, maybe now they do. But back then, you think they had therapy? No, they didn't have therapy. Mental illness wasn't a thing. And so when you grow up with immigrant parents that provide you a life that they only dreamed of and they never had growing up, it's going to make you disobedient because you are not going to live the life that they want you to live. And I just want to let you know that that's how it was supposed to play out. Being a disobedient daughter or being a disobedient son or a child does not take away from your worth, from how smart, lovely, kind, funny, overall awesome you are. It just adds to like the development that was meant to happen in your generation. I sometimes see these things on TikTok too, where it's like, I feel so behind in life. I'm not married yet. And then it's like a picture of their ancestors like 2 or 3 generations ago, being like great grandma being like, oh my gosh, you get to choose when you get to marry yourself. Like, especially as women, we're meant to be disobedient because the patriarchy has burned down and we are building the matriarchy and we are making these choices. And you know what? If being disobedient in rules in a patriarchal system, like, I feel like you want to be disobedient. You don't want to go with what everyone's been saying, especially what your parents say about who you see, how you spend your money, how you live your life, the way you think. You get to be yourself. You have sovereignty, you have agency, and don't let your parents shame you out of that by saying that they're disappointed or they're sad. Okay, be disappointed. That's a part of life. You can be disappointed in me and you can still love me at the same time. You can be disappointed in me and guess what? You're going to get over it. Okay? And, same thing in your parents. You can be disappointed in your parents and choose a correct course of action. Me, I was so disappointed. I just didn't talk to my parents for a couple of years. I was like, I'm so disappointed in you. I don't even know how to deal with the feeling of disappointment because I've never felt this way before. I don't know how to handle disappointment. So for me, I was like, I just need to self-isolate. And I used to shame myself so bad. Let's sit down. Let's sit down and have this little chocolate. I used to be, let me just pull up a chair. I used to be self-isolating and I used to have so much shame for being like, oh my gosh, I locked myself away. Like, I didn't know how to deal with it, so I just kind of stayed in my house and didn't leave. But girl, now that I'm coming out of it, I'm like, what a ruthless protector. I did not have parents that protected me. I did not have parents that stood up for me or showed me how to stand up for myself. I had parents that teared me down and continue to at every chance that they get because that's all they know. And that's fine. I'm not blaming them. But also, I've, out of that experience, got to develop being a ruthless protector. And I don't take any shit from anyone. I'm like a professional bullshit detector and a navigator, meaning I don't deal with your bullshit. I'll move to the side and let your bullshit move past me. Because I grew up in a tremendous amount of, I grew up on my dad's bullshit mountain. Okay? And he used to say the craziest, meanest things to me to like demean me and make me feel horrible about myself and make me feel like I didn't know how to make decisions and that I'd have to like go to him or my mom to get their like validation and approval. And I'm 26 now. Like, I'm about to turn 30, in a couple of years. I'm in my late mid-20s. And I'm creating my own identity that doesn't outsource validation. Like, this new identity of me doesn't have room for my parents' approval or disapproval on how it affects who I am. I think that's what life is. It's getting to know yourself so that when people project their shame and their trauma and their hurt on you, that you can see that and have a filter and be like, oh, projection, objection, like that's not coming into my fortress of solitude. And what a fierce protector, what a ruthless protector I've become out of this experience. So those are my shower thoughts. I don't have much else to say. We made a little magnesium hot chocolate. I'm going to enjoy this and watch some Vanderpump Villa because that's what makes me happy. And I just wanted some girl talk. Like you get out of the shower. I wish we could cuddle up on the couch and just chat it out about, yeah. If you have immigrant parents, you're more than likely to be a disobedient child once you become an adult. And that actually means that you are living the dream that your ancestors wished and prayed for. And you are part of the matriarchy, you're centering yourself, you're not taking shit from anyone, and all the experiences that you have in life and the way that people treat you helps you see and meet the new parts of yourself. I have this quote that I wrote on a little post-it note that is like, everyone in my life has helped me meet more parts of myself, and for that I'm grateful, and I can see everyone in my life and our experiences, a lot of them traumatic and horrible, and just be like, people needed those experiences to help get more parts of their self, to help to get to know more parts of themselves. And I also needed those experiences. And I got to experience those to get to know more parts of myself. So can you tell I'm a little riled up? Let's try this hot chocolate. I said I was going to get a chair and I never got a chair. Ooh, it tastes like chemicals. That disgusting ass collagen and colostrum. I de-influence you from buying any type of powders. Like, think about what your DNA was eating 50 years ago. It wasn't protein powders. I saw someone on TikTok that was like, they're forcing protein on me as an adult more than they forced drugs on me as a teenager. And I was like, yes. Okay, but basically, this is just a little evening chat as I made my hot cocoa. I'm going to go sit and watch TV and really like wind down, but I just needed to get my thoughts out. Those are my shower thoughts. If you're a disobedient adult child of immigrants, you're on the right path. You're exactly where you need to be. what an awesome part this disobedience gets to breed and showcase your inner strength, your inner warrior to be the woman that you were always meant to be. Cheers to that. Okay, see you in the next one. Goodbye.